Well, this is our AT Overland Habitat, and this is a 100-night review. We've had more than 100 nights in it, but just a little over. Not totally for certain the exact number, but it's well over 100. We've been living in it for over 100 days as well. So if we hated it, we'd already know. But we do like it. Compared to other things we've had, it's way better. I guess we've had it since last August 24, and now it's April 27th, 25. It's been great. Zero issues. Literally think, yeah, zero issues. Run this just as hard as I did with my GFC and anything else. Still jump the truck, still do a bunch of stuff with it, and nothing's out of place, nothing moves, just literally nothing. Like almost no complaints. There's a couple little things, but they were fixable. So just complaints and things we wanted different, pretty much. So I guess let's walk around and I'll show you the couple little complaints we had to get that out of the way. And I almost can't even go over pros because the whole thing's a pro basically. And we bought this with our own money, so we can say whatever the hell we want. So one big issue is you have this extra material and you have your latches and these guys. And when it's windy, it does flap. This doesn't really flap. You can occasionally hear it if it's very windy, like 40 mile per hour gusts. But these would rattle. And the first night they actually rattled, it basically keeps you up all night. Pretty simple though. I had a stratchet that we use for something else, and I pull it out of the truck each night since we have to move it anyways, and I just strap it to each hook on each side. No more noise at all. And the biggest issue I had was when it rains, the hinge up here is completely open. It wasn't like the GFC where it was completely closed off. We ended up being told that someone figured out to put on a tailgate seal, like the ones you put across here so you don't have stuff falling through. So you put that up there. It looks fine. Matches all the other black, I guess. And water won't run in. Because it was really bad if you had this open and open the tent up, and like a gallon of water would just come down and go all inside the truck. Okay, one other issue, and it was a big one, and it was our fault, so it's not really the tent's fault. But it's all canvas tent. Canvas is waterproof, but not where they sew it together. I was told to season the canvas, which means getting it completely soaking wet and letting it dry, and then seam sealing the seams. And for some reason I got in my mind that they only said the inside seams. So we did that a couple times, and it leaked bad one night. Like, you're wet, everything's wet in there. If you have one of these, seam seal both sides, and you don't have a problem after that. You should do it probably every year. I wonder if we should do it more often because we open and close it basically daily. But so far we had rain just recently and nothing. And it's heavy enough rain to soak completely. But comfort is huge. I mean, the living space in there is huge, and then you sleep away from your living area inside the bed of the truck. Just, yeah, overall comfort's huge, especially because I get up first and I can actually get up and change and stand and do whatever. Don't have to worry about moving her or anything. Yeah, getting used to the narrower bed was not difficult, but a little different at first because it's only 48 inches wide, and I came from a 56-inch wide camper, and that's a pretty big difference. But now it's just cozy. It's completely fine. And we did upgrade the mattress to a Hess mattress. They're great, except I think there's a weight limit on them because I'm big and heavy, and yeah, my hips definitely dig. Usually I feel fine after each night, but sometimes my lower back hurts. But overall, that mattress is comfortable and much more comfortable than the 2-inch one that came in it. But we'll see. There's other companies out there, so maybe we'll do some looking around at some point. Roam rest is something we've been looking into because you get a custom size too, so it could fit perfectly in there. The Trima heater, that can have a review on its own, but it would be a really short one. Basically, it works. Like, literally just works every single time. Occasionally, it take a couple times to start, but that's if you forget to turn the fuel on and you try to run it. Other than that, I've no issues whatsoever. It's super efficient on fuel. Even we were down to negative 10 degrees, kept it warm in there, surprisingly. Even at that, the efficiency on a 10-pound propane tank, we still had, God, it's 2.5 gallon, not 2.5 gallon? Yeah, it's a 2.5 gallon tank. I think we still had almost a gallon left after 3 nights at that temperature. And that's running hard all night and partially in the day while we ate lunch and stuff. The fan can get a little loud, obviously, but I mean, it's not gonna be like your house. So but we sleep through the fan and everything. It does have a click when it turn on, and occasionally that'll wake you up. But other than that, running at a lower speed and the way it pumps fuel and everything, you don't hear anything. It's completely quiet. We did get a little 45 or a little Y connector, and then ran ducting up so it goes into the top part of the camper where we sleep. Because other than that, it just blows out and it would never go back up there. And yeah, we just attach it to the pole up there. Works well. The best part is you can save money without having to buy an awning. Trade-off's not the same for cost, not even close. But don't have to buy an awning. We talked about buying a 180 awning, but the trails we do, they're so tight, and we've literally ran down the top side of the camper, like against trees. And yeah, an awning would have been ripped off, or we never would have made it through some spots. This is just fine. As long as you don't have sideways rain, you can still cook and hang out under here in the rain. The snow, it's perfect. The awning is a cool part, especially having the lights underneath. Also, I'm not going to go through all the things on the camper and in the camper. I've already gone through how we live in it and everything about it on a different video, which I'll link. You guys can check that out. As you can see, we're packing up right now, and we also have the AT cabinet built-in. Their older system, it's a older material. It's been amazing. I thought it was wood like goose gear, and it's not. It is some sort of composite that they use in building boats for the hulls. So it's super lightweight, super strong. Now I love that we have it, because as much as we jump the truck and rattle around and slam and stuff, I don't think it'll break, and I hope it doesn't break. Once again, it is very expensive. But yeah, like I said, you can check out that other video to see more of like the interior and stuff. One thing is the way they mount it, they don't do all these fancy clamps that don't work from all the other companies. They bolt it straight to the bed. So if that's what you're worried about, then yeah, I don't know. But it doesn't go anywhere. That's the only way it doesn't go anywhere. It should be part of the truck anyways. I mean, especially if you're living out of it, there's no point to have it easy to remove, which is easy. They use threaded plates on the bottom, so just take all 8 bolts out and it can come off. Really no reason for us to bring it off. And the Arctic turn window as an option has been great. It's good airflow, good light. Of course, it has the privacy cover too. Also, the accessories from Oregon AT. Rear window thermal cover. We just got the front window thermal cover. I can see it. Plus the bug net for all the ATs. It's just standard roll down. We have it rolled up right now. We roll down, it zips down the side, and it's magnetic down the center. Airflow is insane to keep all the bugs out. Can basically open up windows on the inside of the tent like 360. Have it all open down here, even in like 80-degree weather. As long as there's a little bit of a breeze, it gets pretty cool in there. Also, it is not a Nemo tent anymore. They sold the design to AT. AT changed a few little things, but it's still a canvas tent. Same overall design as the old one, like probably everyone saw on AT Overland in like 2016. I could probably say for all the AT campers, I mean, they're all basically the same design, just a little bit different tent setup. They're solid as hell. They're basic, but they're not, and they just work. And we got ours through Oregon AT because we lived in Washington. But if the drive to Arizona is the same as the drive to Oregon, Oregon doesn't have tax, so just think about that one. The tent's cool. Well, I'll probably show us putting it away. I'll show footage of it going away and popping out. We're excited for another 100 days. We're excited probably for another year or two in it. It's comfortable, easy. It's just easy. It's not that hard to put away and take down. Some people have definite issues doing that, and I don't know why. As long as you just listen or figure it out, you figure it out in your driveway before you go out and you're struggling to put it away.
I mean, there's different times that it can be more difficult. If obviously after a fresh rain, it tightens the material, so that makes it a little bit harder. And then if you don't leave the windows open, we've noticed that if all of the windows are shut, then that kind of like makes it a little bit more difficult to close it all the way. So
well, we've seen some people doing some crazy,
but they're also doing it by themselves.
So I shut it just fine by myself. In fact, I'll shut it on this video by myself to show you how easy it is. You don't need clamps from Home Depot or any of that stuff like some people have done. Yeah, take time to figure it out. I mean, I guess opening and closing it so much, it's easier to figure it out. If you only do it once a month, you may not.
That's true.
But
That's
play in the
also,
driveway, like that's what I kind of did. I don't know.
well, and that's also, that is another contributing factor, is the fact that we open and close it more often than most people because we're living out of it. So if you're just closing and opening it like maybe once or twice a month or every couple months, then that's obviously going to make it a little bit more tighter also.
Yeah, and every camper, it doesn't matter how much they say how quick it can go away, always gotta have a little bit of work to put them away, especially if you have anything more than the mattress that's already in it.
Yeah.
And here we don't keep any bedding. You really can't. But
You
the
can't, no.
the Hess is twice as thick. Like we noticed, the Hess compared to the stock mattress, it's a little bit harder to close, but it's not harder. It's just you got to pack a little harder to put it away.
It's, yeah, you got to use a little bit more strength to push it down and close to clamp it.
Yeah, but like
Now
the
it's-
clamshells are kind of easy. Actually, the GFC wasn't very easy once I did the Hess mattress and that. It made it a lot harder.
Yeah, that's true too.
But nothing beats the setup on any of those campers. Just immediate. Pop your latches, push it up.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not, I mean, you pop your latches, you push it up with the pole, and then you just connect the pole, and then connect a couple little things, and
Yeah,
you're not even a minute longer.
it's not that much longer. And you have, what, 3 times the
And
space?
by the way, none of those campers are set up as soon as they open. You still got to put your bedding in them.
Yeah.
You're
Even
not-
the GFC that we had, we took all of the bedding out. We couldn't close it with the bedding
No.
in it, so we had to take that down, put it back up every time we got in it.
Even with the Hess mattress, it was bowed up. So watch out when companies are saying you can put all your bedding in it. I think the only thing you really can is like a alley cab.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the only ones.
Yeah.
Maybe some of these, but not this one.
But yeah, this camper's been great, honestly. So much more room. Obviously, because we're living out of it, we needed more space. So it's, even though the, couple little things that we had to work on, or, whatever that he talked about before,
So simple.
it's not,
And it was more preference. It wasn't even, it's not an actual problem.
no.
But there's been zero issues with this.
Yeah.
And this has had more abuse and more time in it than other campers we've had. And
Every other camper we had.
and they've had issues.
Yeah. We've not lived in any of the other campers. We took it out maybe a couple times, a couple months, every couple months.
Yeah.
And that was about it. But this thing is definitely sturdy, durable, very comfortable. Nothing's broken. Nothing's even like shown wear or anything like that. So this thing will last a good while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is beyond more huckable than the huckable camper. That is not huckable. It's not.
I got you. I know.
Yeah, so I mean, you'll see it in every video because obviously this is the main part of our channel anyways, but we'll do another review, maybe another 100 days or... All right, it's time to put this away by myself. The biggest thing we found, if you don't have the cantilever doors and you only have the one panel that it comes with, we push it almost all the way back. We put a stratchet across the front. That's the one that we use for holding the latches so they don't rattle. We just put that there and it holds the rest of the material up. Let's do the whole, I'm gonna do the whole thing like real time. So, hey, you just pop your stuff. It's the lower pole, of course, the one with the sleeve. I guess this is mainly for Habitat guys that are having trouble closing it. I don't know. I don't even go through pulling this over anymore. Really no point. Yeah, your clamshell would be closed at this point, but you don't have the room we have. That's the trade-off. And if you don't need the room, then great. When you're stuffing stuff, you usually lift each layer to go underneath, so you're not just bunched under, you know, just bunched up in one spot. And then that extra fabric I pull down and pull everything in. So I'll get this side as much as I can go, walk to the other side. So you can't clamp one side and then go to the other, because if it shifts too much, it won't let you pull it down. I hooked the T. Let's get that ready. I hooked the end of that rubber strap. Now to hold it there while I go to the other side. Usually pushes a little bit back out. Goes right back in. Yeah, let's do the other side. It's done. It's not hard. You pull down as hard as you would with two people. So oh. That's close. Just a couple minutes by myself. It's half the time with another person, but
More than half the time.
I can, yeah. We're never in a hurry though.
Yeah.
You're never really like rushing to close it. I mean, maybe in an emergency, but too bad. It's gonna take a minute. So yeah, that's it. And if you want, I don't review much, but I even thought about possibly reviewing the Raptor. I've had it for 65,000 miles. Yeah, so like 65,000 miles.
Yeah.
A lot of hard miles. And yeah, if anyone wants like an actual like walk around, not walk around, there's already walk around, but like review of Ford Raptor, because all the ones on the internet aren't very,
Don't do what we do.
those are, we just bought it, here's a review kind of thing. You know, don't go off road or anything. Kind of talk about the actual longevity of all the parts and everything on it. And it's kind of mind blowing.